Found you. Beaver. And I got a new trophy. Hey everyone, Luke Dog here, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed 3. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, let's go talk to whoever's over here. We've now completed all the hunters challenges, so I believe all we have left is the frontiersman. We need to listen to all the Washington's conversations, but I believe you have to complete the campaign in order to do that. And I also need elk and cougar. Okay. Elk heart and cougar pelts. Or at least I know where everything is now. Hi, raccoon. Is your name Rocket by any chance? Well, tomorrow's Mother's Day. You guys pick any presents out for your mom? Maybe some flowers, chocolate, nice card. Okay, who do we have here? Dang it, you're messed up again, aren't you? Seriously? Why does it do that? Hey, Lafayette.
Monsieur Connor, a pleasure as always. What brings you?
I wanted to ask you something. Why is this revolution so important to you?
Since I decided to embark upon this adventure, through all the lords and merchants and soldiers I've spoken to, you are the first to ask me this. Have you ever been to France?
I have not.
One day, when all of this is over, I will invite you to Paris to stay with me and my family. She is the most beautiful city in all the world, Connor. Full of art and culture, women and wine. But she is sick on the inside. Black and rotting. But here is something quite different. On the outside, the colonies are dirty and dangerous, unforgiving and uncivilized. But on the inside, they glow. And that is why I am here. To learn. I want to return home, able to touch France's black heart, and make it glow once more.
Can't remember if we've done the conversation or not. But anyway, let's continue with the main story. Oh, this is a nicer spot after the snow's melted. Hi, Dad.
We should be sharing what we know with Lee, not Washington.
You seem to think I favor him, but my enemy is a notion, not a nation. It is wrong to compel obedience, whether to the British Crown or the Templar Cross. And I hope in time the Loyalists will see this too, for they are also victims.
You oppose tyranny, injustice. These are just symptoms. Their true cause is human weakness. Why do you think I keep on trying to show you the error of your way?
You have said much, yes, but you have shown me nothing.
Then we'll have to remedy that, then, won't we?
Sir.
Hello, Connor. What brings you here?
The British have recalled their men in Philadelphia. They march for New York.
Very well. I'll move our forces to Monmouth. If we can rout them, we'll have finally turned the tide.
And what's this?
Private
Oh, of
correspondence!
course it is. Would you like to know what it says, Connor? It seems your good friend here has just ordered an attack on your village. Although attack might be putting it mildly. Well, tell him, Commander.
We've been receiving reports of Allied natives working with the British. I've asked my men to put a stop to it.
By burning their villages and salting the land, by calling for their extermination, according to this letter. Not the first time either. Tell them what you did 14 years ago.
That was another time. The 7 Years' War.
And so now you see what happens to this great man when under duress. He makes excuses, displaces blame, does a great many things, in fact, except take responsibility!
Enough! Who did what and why must wait. My people come first.
Then let's be off.
No. You and I are finished.
Son.
Do you think me so soft that by calling me son, I might change my mind? How long did you sit on this information, or am I to believe you discovered it now? My mother's blood may stain another's hands, but Charles Lee is no less a monster, and all he does by your command. A warning to you both. Choose to follow me or oppose me, and I will kill you.
Well, things just escalated. Coming through! Coming through! Zio, born 1731. Zio was a member of the Kanyen'kehá:ka Nation, living on the frontier lands near Boston at the time of the French and Indian War. Assassin records indicate she was the daughter of the Lycoyenaire, or clan mother, and from an early age was being groomed for leadership herself. While many in her community chose to ignore the incursions by colonists in the area, and growing tensions between the French and British, Zio was convinced that they presented a very real danger. She began to argue to anyone who would listen that the village should take action rather than staying silent, which was contrary to the will of the clan chiefs at the time. She refused to follow their orders to remain neutral, deciding to fight back in her own way and recruiting help when she could get it, including from Haytham Kenway. Zio's actions during the Braddock Expedition, along with her relationship with a known Templar, more or less excluded her from becoming a clan mother herself in adulthood. However, it seems even after her child was born, she continued arguing for action in the war, rather than the restraint advocated by the village elders. She did, however, cut off all contact with Haytham. It's not clear why the Templars attacked in 1760, or what their objectives might have been. The village was nearly destroyed, but recovered over the course of several years. Well, that makes slightly more sense. It seems the Templars weren't behind the burning of Connor's village. You can thank George Washington for that. I'm guessing that part of Washington's military career didn't make it into your history books. But then, so many things don't. George Washington, born in 1732. Here's a name even you should recognize. George Washington, who will go on to be the leader of the army during the American Revolution and the first president of the United States. I was going to say you should probably know everything I'm going to tell you, but that would be a lie. What you know is that George Washington has a lot of things named after him, and anything else you learned in school you forgot because you thought you'd never use it in real life. You should call your history teacher and tell her she was right all along. What if my teacher was a male? George Washington was the son of a planter from Virginia. He was raised with little education but was ambitious, teaching himself mostly from books. Washington started in business early, speculating on land starting in the age of 18. When he was 20, his older brother died, leaving him the heir of the family plantation at Mount Vernon, where he lived until his death, and where you can still visit his grave today. Washington got his military start during the French and Indian War, leading an expedition at Fort Duquesne in 1754, a destination he never reached, having surrendered at Fort Necessity. The next year, Washington headed to Fort Duquesne again, this time as a guide for Edward Braddock during the ill-fated Braddock Expedition. Washington went as a volunteer, hoping that working for Braddock would get him a track to military promotion. Though the battle was a rout, Washington earned credit for organizing the retreat, and later that year he was named a colonel in charge of the Virginia militia. Washington completely revamped the militia, with hopes that under his organization and training they would be accepted into the British military. They never were. Washington resigned his post in 1758. I won't say the snub led to his contempt for the British, but snubs rarely help. By the late 1760s, Washington had become active in political life, taking on a role in the Virginia House of Burgesses. He went on to be a member of the Continental Congress, and when war broke out in 1775, he was Congress's choice to lead the army. At the time, Washington said, "I do not think myself equal to the command I am honored with," which I'm sure inspired complete confidence in everyone who heard it. Imagine if you were on an airplane and the captain opened with that. It's possible that Washington was being falsely modest, but the fact is this: he wasn't a military genius, and he knew it, though I'm sure it hurts your American pride to hear me say he wasn't perfect. Washington had several narrow misses when the army could have easily been obliterated, at Manhattan, and again at Brandywine, among others. Washington won an early victory. He broke the siege of Boston, but he then made the disastrous move of fortifying New York, a city he couldn't defend without a navy he didn't have. Even you can work that one out. He spent the latter half of 1776 retreating across New York and New Jersey, losing battle after battle, until Christmas, when he pulled off a successful surprise attack on the Haitian troops at Trenton. And while that battle makes for some famous paintings, it did rally the flag and confidence of the public. It was a minor victory in the war. Washington's lack of skill didn't go unremarked either. Charles Lee lost faith in him completely, never going quite so far as to disobey Washington's orders, but not following them promptly either. Then, in 1777-78, Washington had to defend himself against the Conway Cabal, which threatened to replace him with General Horatio Gates. However, Washington's strength lay in politics, and leading the army was as much about politics as it was about winning battles. Washington had to negotiate between the varying interests of the army, the individual colonies, and Congress, and not just for instructions of how to wage the war, but also for basic supplies for the troops. By all accounts, he must have been extremely patient. Trying to get politicians to give you anything is like trying to get a dog to give up a bone. Actually, my money would be on the dogs, who would occasionally listen to reason. Whatever the criticisms of Washington's military strengths, the bottom line is that he won, eventually. When the revolution ended, he was the unanimous choice for president, a credit to the fact that he managed to both win the war and not alienate anyone in Congress. Of course, if you're looking for something to criticize Washington for, you don't have to look far. He ordered the total ruin of indigenous settlements during the Sullivan Expedition, not to mention he was a plantation owner, which meant he owned more than 200 slaves. And while yes, his will did provide for them being freed after both he and his wife were dead and wouldn't need them anymore, I don't really consider that particularly altruistic. Oh, am I ending on a low note? Sorry, I'm here to teach you history, not soothe your sense of national pride. The Sullivan Expedition, from June to September 1779. The Sullivan Expedition was Washington's response to civil raids by British and Iroquois groups along the northern frontier. Forces under Joseph Brant and John Butler had attacked forests and settlements in the Wyoming and Cherry valleys, killing and scalping women and children as well as militia. Washington's orders were very clear. In order to root out the problem, Sullivan was to attack and burn as many Iroquois settlements as he could find, and take as many prisoners as he could. Sullivan complied, burning 40 Iroquois villages and destroying an estimated 160,000 bushels of corn. His troops also answered previous atrocities with their own, scalping bodies and burning people alive in cabins. Sullivan didn't limit his troops to active enemies either. He also attacked the Onondaga, who had stayed neutral during the war. This attack had the unsurprising effect of making the Onondaga into enemies of the Patriots. In the end, the Sullivan Expedition failed to stop raids in the area. Those continued throughout the Revolution, as each side sought to get revenge for the violence of the other. The repeated attacks on both sides eventually laid waste to the entire Kaninkahaga territory, also known as Mohawk Valley, and the land around it. Possibly because of the Sullivan Expedition, George Washington became known among the Iroquois as the Town Destroyer. Although the origin of the nickname is historically contested, he might have already earned it by destroying towns during the French and Indian War. Now there's the mark of a great statesman. It's hard to tell when he got a reputation for scorched earth policies because he did it so much. Okay, we gotta warn our people. Go, horse. Stop Patriots within the time limit. Do not touch the ground. Okay. And this is when the horses become very cumbersome because of all the trees and rocks. Come on, go, go, go. Come on, we got 2 minutes. Let's go. Where's the path? Where's the path? No, stop. Dang it. No, I'm not. God dang it. I should have just gone for a gun or something. Just be on the safe side. Let's go. Turn. Ah, horse. Come on, horsey. There they are. Stupid rock. Come on. There. Excuse me, elk. Come on. Oh, what? Did I shoot my own horse? I think that was the last guy, too. This is why I don't like using horses in the frontier. They get stuck on all the rocks and trees. Come Come on. Come on. No, don't you. Thank you. Come on, horse. Hi, elk. Bye, elk. Oh, come on.
I should make sure the village is safe.
That was close. Now then. Okay. Do not touch the ground. Okay. Just gotta get off this rock then. There's a lot of people. Just gotta get to the village, make sure everything is okay, and we should be good.
Radun hagedun. Za shewe nekti ohnujera. Wakanu dunyu huedogati ga oya lungwe ayezenesege.
Unka giga oya rungwe.
De ohne gujes Charles Lee. Luana dukwa yasagoya donhawe kano dogu dano dohkara ni hadi.
Nahoda? Ka numwe nyahonenu.
Wat de sagodi dashtana zini hadi ayunki hunjakwa.
Ja, jahtet karihwayeri.
Ona dera di desa ni hare. Ya kontat desa duhundani negiga ne ayagoderio.
Onekti ashchagane. Gedum zohmta kedaste.
Well, crud. It's gonna be a massacre. Sorry, just gotta take you out. Where'd you go? Get back here. No, 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 no! God dang it. And then all-out war broke out. I have never failed that before. Wow. Let's try this again. There we go. I think I bumped into him and that caused him to run off. You don't see me.
Skana kana dogo.
Dunhagedum, the Wase Danica.
Na hoda?
Guegun Hakrori ne Charles Lee. What Triot de Hona the Honzonia you Kia wanto. Dunagon easy, I say, what is it?
Atsoga tigarungwe.
Harud zit is on Nigura Denu. Zia Sade Nyanda the squat Nigura Gani. Nixi Ona Garunete. Zinguan Hogarum de.
They got your ska aki.
Connecting what you scans, what Guanya has in a square the new statsege. The use on Nigura di Hunto. Then what does want ducks out there? Nezungwe da suma.
Zadarissa.
Unga Dorissa no Nazaheyum.
No!
Yo, Tena. Das ist a dansum. Zigado Headstane. Redun Hagedum. Charles Lee. Mountmouth. Was that the Hajib? Asagonat Dumase. Zinahod and Patriot. Renadeno Uni. Jurhan Saga. Asagonasete. Oh, Doctor Giga Moderio. Ronudio Hot Quenu. Ungenungue da Summa. Oh, diatanum statunge.
Iwe reya nawando taingwaya tanustaduge. Ona wasadarissa yung jadaro.
Kana Dogon, born in 1756. A friend of Adunagedun from the same village. The two boys were the same age and members of the same clan, making them cousins, though the connection may have been somewhat distant. The boys were inseparable throughout their childhood, with Kana Dogon being the more conservative of the two. That is, Radunagedun would be the one to get them in trouble, and Kanadolgon would try to talk them out of it. Of course, after Connor left to become an assassin, he and his old friend drifted apart. Sometimes that can happen when one of you becomes an assassin, and they formed rather different views of how their village should participate in the war. While Kanadolgon originally supported Connor's idea that the village should stay neutral, after seeing the protection offered to other nations by both British and French, he began to reconsider. Eventually, he argued for the villages joining the war, generally on the side of the British, the allies of many other Kanyen'kehá:ka. Their disagreement came to a head when Kanadolgon confronted Connor with the knowledge that his loyalist allies had planned an attack on their village. In the ensuing fight, Connor was forced to kill his friend. So annoying when that happens. Well, that's just peachy. Let's go over here quickly. We have some things to talk about, Oyonnair. Hi, Fox.
Oh, na hoda desa ni gun hare radun hagedu.
Kana dogo ramaheyo.
Oh, na awa ne.
Ya tak kweni kwa oriwio agiru.
Tiyung kwe huwa sira denyu rodi tara kwa nti ene kono kwa di ya dahunada kwe. Jinua ya dedewa deriyo. Doga ona ya kahewe ya dayung kwa di huwa yanda she. Tona ya dewa yere.
Ya. Dewesek. I umjumhuza ne gaa.
Next ji, doni kari wesh. Oh, niyo ji ayu kwa karunya de.
Angwaya danosta de.
Kwa dere ya taya dewa gani daya dewa deni dina honda dawe. Doga era andewe dene gon on jumhunjake. Ya taya dewa tka o jini gwari hoda. Daweriane dewa hawi jini jugwenu.
Ya ta umdu. Onek zi azawader harade. Kaknigariwe sego de wagaduhunzoni.
Deo da hunja hunrona jage daya guatara. Onwak doga se jina honda onwadu nagayera.
Okay. There's fast travel down here? Yes, there is. Let's go. Monmouth. Hi, chicken. Phillips on the map here.
If the enemy is allowed to push through, we will lose what precious little ground we have gained. The sacrifices your brothers have made today must not have been in vain. Now go! Bring the fight to our enemy! Make them rue the day they marched upon us! Connor, my friend. You have arrived just in time to bear witness to our glorious victory.
Where is Charles Lee?
That Batar. He shows up in the middle of our preparations and just takes charge. Screams at everyone to advance, and then runs away. I am left to pick up the pieces. Where did they come from? word that we are falling back! Everyone, to me! Now! Now!
I will hold the area while you bring them to safety.
I grant you my finest soldiers to serve as your personal guard. There is nothing they will not do to ensure you are victorious. Bonne chance, mon ami.
Neutralized with a single cannonball, okay. Kill 2 with a single, okay. Turn. Why am I not killing 2 with 1? I don't know.
We'll push these redcoats back yet.
One on the other side.
That should slow them down. We'll push these redcoats back yet.
Missed. Come up.
Buy us some time.
Oh, dang. How am I not getting that other...
That should slow them down.
Oh, I did it. Somehow.
Buy us some time, sir.
Let's get the far end. We're running low.
That should slow them down.
Dang it, I think I was a little ahead.
Back yet. Buy us some time, sir. We'll push these redcoats back yet.
Line them up, I'll knock them down.
We are low on ammunition, sir, and the enemy advances.
Then we need to pull back, rejoin the others, and cover their escape.
Prevent Patriot executions. Okay.
We've done all we can. We must retreat.
The Battle of Monmouth. June 28th, 1778. The Battle of Monmouth wasn't particularly significant strategically, but it was an important proving ground for Washington and the Continental Army. It was also a near disaster. But I'm getting ahead of myself, and that's naughty. Once the British learned that the French had joined the Revolutionary War, British troops were ordered to withdraw from Philadelphia and march to New York City. That's quite a march. I bet they couldn't wait for the invention of the motor car. The Continental Army was just finishing its winter at Valley Forge, and George Washington was anxious to try his newly trained troops. He decided to attack the British column in an attempt to delay it, or stop it entirely. Washington chose Charles Lee to lead the advance guard in the attack. At first, Lee said no, saying that the British troops should be left alone. However, when Washington ignored his protest and offered the command to the Marquis de Lafayette instead, Lee agreed to fight. Lee's troops caught up to the British column at the Monmouth Courthouse and attacked. The day was hot, more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and soldiers on both sides dropped from heat exhaustion. Despite the weather, the Continental Army was doing well until Lee mysteriously ordered a retreat, a move that still confuses modern historians. People must have thought he was quite the pacifist for such a warrior, though of course people didn't know what you and I know now. It's nice to feel clever, isn't it? First time for you? Anyway, Lee's plan backfired. Washington arrived to find his troops retreating, but rallied them and attacked again. The two armies fought until nightfall, when the British sneaked away under cover of darkness, leaving the Continental Army victorious, but the British Army well on its way to New York. Still, it was proof that Washington's troops were finally a match for the British. The battle secured Washington's reputation and destroyed Lee's. He was arrested, court-martialed, and kicked out of the army entirely.
Get back to the others! I will take care of this!
See ya! Where's the next one? Here they are.
Go! I can deal with this!
I was gonna try and just come up and assassinate them, but oh well. Ah, dang it. Got it going. There's the other one.
We need to do something, and quickly!
Do not worry about the redcoats. Go join the others.
Tomahawk time. You know what? Screw it. See ya. Take him down, boys.
Well done, my friend. You have saved many lives today.
Connor?
Charles Lee has betrayed you. He forced retreat in the midst of battle, hoping the loss would take the lives of your men and see you relieved of your command.
What?
I'm sure he will come and spin a tale saying that he was outnumbered or I was somehow to blame. All lies. I will say it one last time. That man is your enemy, and he will not stop until you are dead or dishonored.
Connor's tale rings true. Lee was acting most odd upon the battlefield.
I will investigate these allegations at once.
The time for that is long past.
This must be done properly, else we're no better than those we oppose. Never mind the political ramifications of such an act.
Should you choose to spare Lee's life, then I will take it myself. Enjoy your victory, Commander. It will be the last I deliver you.
Something's happened, Desmond. Abstergo has your dad.
Where? Italy. Same place they were holding you.
What are you two waiting for? Let's go.
There's more.
Hello again, Mr. Miles. I hope this message finds you well, or as well as it can, all things considered. It appears we now each have something the other desires. I propose a trade. Bring me the apple, and I'll return your father to you no worse for the wear. Should you refuse, he will still be returned, albeit much worse for the wear. I assume you'd like to avoid an unpleasant outcome.
I always knew it would come to this. Just not so soon. I wonder if Abstergo even knows what's about to happen. And has this been a part of their plan all along? Maybe they want the world to end. To see it all burned away. Then they'd have their new world, ripe for the reshaping. We talked about looking for another power source, leaving him there. It's probably what he'd want, for us to finish the mission. But I can't. It's hard enough taking a life, but letting one be taken? Knowing there was something I could do about it? Not a chance. Might be I'm risking my life, risking all our lives to save an asshole. What else am I supposed to do? That asshole is my dad.
They're probably holding your father on the upper levels. Same place they kept you. There's an elevator bank down the hall. Try not to let them see you.
They know I'm here, Rebecca. There's no way they don't.
This was a bad idea.
Welcome back to where it all began. Abstergo Industries in Italy.
Hand over your weapons and come with me, sir.
I can show myself in, but thanks for the offer.
I'd rather this not turn ugly, Mr. Miles.
Then let me through.
Subdue the subject, please.
Yeah. I become more proficient last time I fought. Oh, just to the elevator. Do it.
Fourth floor.
Well, I see you've learned absolutely nothing since you left us. Walking into an elevator in the middle of a hostile environment. Really?
Where's my father?
You'll see him soon enough. Now be a good boy and wait for security to fetch you.
You're gonna have to climb the rest of the way.
Good thing they always have an elevator hatch up there.
Headed up the elevator shaft. Send someone in.
Never thought I'd try and climb out. That's like classic
Need eyes on
movie
him.
scene number
Can't be
42.
where the hell is he?
I'm right below you. Hello.
Your dad could be anywhere. Sorry, but I just don't know where he is.
Don't mind what's happening out here.
I do.
Hey there. Oh, check it out. I got the Sword of Eden. have your gun, please? I know you can take the gun. Dang it. Ooh, this is nice. I wanted to run and assassinate. Bring it. Oof. Ow. Dang it. I got a tree branch in my way. I don't think so. Thanks for breaking this window. Okay, where to? Here we go. Hey, look where it is.
Give me the apple.
Oh boy.
Let's not draw this out. You got nowhere to go, and I've got a gun. Speaking of which, it's the 21st century and you're still running around with only a tiny knife for protection? It's stupid. All right, Desmond. Game's over. Not now. Not now. Я исчезну работа. Нет. Get out!
What the hell was that?
Bad side effects of the bleeding effect. Remember, Cross did spend extended days in an animus. Of course. Rebecca explained some of the bad side effects like overlapping realities, memory deconstruction, or whatever. Poor Cross. He has it.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
Coming for you.
Enough is enough, Mr. Miles. I invited you here in the spirit of cooperation.
Then why did you have people come and get me?
With only violence. I had hoped we might reserve you and further study your memories. You're not worth
So ends Daniel Cross.
Where's Vidic?
Fifth floor. Vidic's office is up ahead.
you.
Yeah, guess I took Cross's weapon.
Like a son to me. A sickly son, perhaps, but one full of promise. He accomplished so much, and so well, and now you've taken him from me, from us, like the actor, like Lucy. We want to help the world, Desmond, to save it from itself. You kept all our hard work ruined. You're a fanatic, all your kind, maintaining the erroneous belief that we are evil, that the work we do is wrong. We enrich lives here, we save and transform them. But you just negate and take what isn't yours.
me, I'll let you in.
Thank you.
Dad?
Not so fast, Mr. Miles. In case you hadn't noticed, I'm the one calling the shots. Now give me the apple.
You want it? Fine. Here it is.
Wait! No!
You honestly never considered I would actually use it? That was your downfall.
You never should have come here. You put everything on the line. For what? So you could rescue your father?
Yeah.
I'd get the power source hooked up before heading back into the Animus. But it's your call.
You know what that means? Time to talk to people.
Hey, Desmond, didn't Subject 16's...
His name was Clay.
Sorry, didn't Clay say Washington was a Templar?
No, he indicated that Washington came into contact with an Apple of Eden, but beyond that, it's all speculation. Furthermore, judging from the portrait referenced by Clay, the event occurred much later in Washington's life. Perhaps Connor wasn't even involved. It's very hard to know for sure. We'll just have to wait and see what, if anything, happens.
So what was it like being back at Abstergo?
I didn't expect to get out of there alive. It's a good thing Cross broke down the way he did. If he wasn't losing his mind, I'd probably be dead.
I guess he never really recovered.
What do you mean?
When he first came to us, he was exhibiting symptoms of the bleeding effect. It was real bad. He'd just go in and out at a moment's notice. No animus required. Got a little violent, too, sometimes. It took a while and a bunch of therapy, but we thought we had it under control. Once he went back over to Abstergo, though, who knows what they did to him.
I still worry about that happening to me.
He was raised in an animus, Desmond. There's overexposure, and then there's Daniel. Poor guy. That could never happen to you. We won't let it. Hey, when this is all over, we should take a trip somewhere. Celebratory vacation.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Now listen to you. Italy, Brazil, and the United States, all in the span of a few weeks. And you're complaining about not getting out enough?
Seriously, Sean?
No, not seriously. Are you mad? Trust me, no one wants time off more than I do, right? Do you have any idea how hard it is to crank those database entries out as fast as I do?
The sooner we're done here, the sooner we can take that vacation. Yeah, we should probably get back to work.
Hello?
Hey. Do you think killing Vidic set Abstergo back?
I doubt it. Sure, he pioneered the Animus, but they've had the technology for decades now. Plenty of other people can take his place.
And Cross?
Oh, he was a loose cannon. I doubt anyone's mourning his death. I think these days he was more a symbol than an asset. I'm sorry, I don't mean to dismiss what you did. But it's going to take a lot more than a couple of deaths to stop the Templars.
Did Vidic put you in an Animus when you were at Abstergo? They'd be able to search your memories and track you back here.
Oh, they definitely tried, but I made things difficult for them. You can resist, you can cloud up the transmission, or just refuse to move. Eventually, they would have gotten what they needed, but it still would have taken them weeks.
Vidic threatened to put me in a coma once.
It would have made you more pliable. But if the user isn't engaged, it's a mess. I know they've been working on ways to extract memories and let others sift through those memories. Maybe they're even analyzing mine right now. Maybe they'll find us. I don't know. What I do know is that we've got to get through that door.
Yeah. I should probably get back into the Animus. Hey. So, when this is over, and assuming it all works out, I was hoping I could, you know, come home.
I'd like nothing more. We're almost there, son.
I regret not asking you to hack into the Abstergo servers while you were there. A couple of well-placed relays and we'd be swimming in information.
We have everything we need.
Yeah, except the key.
We're close.
How do you know?
I just do.
I've been poking around a bit. Did you know there are machines down here that make, well, mana?
Wizard mana or biblical mana?
What do you think? Biblical, of course. The Greeks called it ambrosia. The Indians, amrit or soma. Most cultures around the world refer to a divine food, though I'd say its taste is anything but.
You ate something that came out of a 75,000-year-old machine?
And I live to tell the tale.
So? What did it taste like?
Cardboard. Tasted of cardboard. Hardly the stuff of legends, though. I wonder if the first civilization didn't taste differently than we do.
Maybe the flavorizer broke.
Flavorizer? You've certainly got away with words, Rebecca. Things are getting worse outside.
What do you mean?
Every day for the past 2 weeks, the sun has been throwing off larger and larger flares. Older satellites are starting to malfunction. I hear rumblings of recalling the crew on the International Space Station. There's already work being done as well to shield power stations and transformers on the ground. Not that any of it matters. This goes far beyond some brownouts. We all saw what's actually coming.
Do you know how it works?
Look, I'm no physicist, but it's something to do with the Earth's geomagnetic field. Flares, mass ejections disturb it, which appears to trigger seismic events. I've tried reaching out to people who might know better, but they all insist it's bunk. And I don't blame them. It sounds ridiculous.
I wish it was.
Best we finish up with Connor.
Okay, let's go put that power source in, read our emails, and that'll probably be it. Yep. There we go. And that's it. Now we just need to get the key. Emails. You're kind. You wretched, simple things. One step removed from animals. One step removed? No steps. None. You are animals. We have the sense. The sixth. We're transcendent. You are pretenders. You suppress. Your artifices are lies. Economies, economics, philosophy, literature, love, all born of desperation. Denying what you are. Animals. Who root, who feast, who kill. Haste. That is what I think of when I think of you. No, hate. Sorry. I know you think it's dangerous for me to head to Egypt on my own, and you're probably right. Wouldn't be surprised if Cross is already there. They're locking these things down left and right, but we don't have a lot of options. If there's a chance to grab the last power source, we've got to take it. I promise I'll be careful. I've been fighting these people since before you were born, literally. The ones you named Minerva and Tinia, they called you here, and then they left. Don't you find it odd that they would go through all the trouble and then just disappear? There were discs here once. Whoop. I threw them into the abyss when I still could. I think they were meant for you, filled with lies. You don't need such things. I alone will guide you. You don't trust me. I am the enemy. I bade you kill the traitor, but if you hadn't, you would have died, and the world as well. I hate you, but you will save us, so I offer my hand. I will lead you to salvation. They're going to be here soon. Trap me in this damn museum. Should have taken more precautions. I'm sorry, son. It wasn't fair for me to come down on you the way I did. You never asked for any of this, and I should have been more understanding. I hope you can forgive me. I love you.
Home stretch, Desmond. I can feel it.
The tides of war are turning. The Loyalists fall back beneath the advancing Patriot army, their hold on this land weakening by the day. But the Templars only seem to grow stronger. Though fewer in number, the threat they pose appears undiminished. Making matters worse, Washington chose to spare the life of Charles Lee. I am told he has taken refuge inside Fort George, and so my days are spent searching for a way to breach its walls. Of my father, there is no trace, and I am glad of it. If I can be rid of Lee, there may still be a chance for reconciliation. And through it, peace.
Connor, he's asking for you.
Hello, Connor. Come now. Your sadness won't sustain me any more than that fool woman's soups and potions. Tell me of your latest exploits.
Charles Lee has been exposed, and the Patriots finally rid of him. They march now to secure the remaining cities that this country might finally be free.
Then you have won. The land and your people are safe. Yet you seem troubled.
Washington spared Lee's life.
So long as he lives, all are in danger. The same is true for your father. When you first came to me, you understood what had to be done, swore you'd see it through. If not for the Brotherhood, for your people, and all those threatened by the Templars.
But with Lee gone, my father might...
Listen to me. You have not come this far to throw it all away over misplaced sentiment. Both men must die.
Achilles.
There is nothing more to discuss.
Connor, I came as soon as I could.
Tell me you bring good news.
The Comte de Grasse said yes. You need only join his fleet in Chesapeake Bay and they will serve as required. But what exactly is it you intend?
It's better that I show you. Charles Lee may have been dismissed, but it does not mean we are safe.
But the commander?
The commander underestimates the threat, and no more time can be wasted trying to convince him otherwise. I must do this on my own.
Do what, exactly?
Kill Charles Lee. He hides within Fort George, which is itself surrounded by a militarized district. I cannot hope to infiltrate it directly, so I will go under instead.
Incroyable.
The tunnels leading to the fort have been filled in. While I secure the Admiral's ships, I need you to clear them for me.
And the ships?
When signaled, they will bombard the fort.
Breaching its walls and creating a distraction, I see.
In the chaos, I will slip inside, find Charles Lee, and silence him forever.
All right then. And we just got new emails now. Nothing new on here. Anything new in the database? Pitched battle at Monmouth Courthouse. Continental Army pursues Royals. The British Army, commanded by Lieutenant General Henry Clinton, have evacuated the city of Philadelphia and on the march to join British forces in New York City. Was pursued and engaged by General Washington and his men, numbering 11,000 men on 28th of June. The British column was laden with a train of supplies, artillery, and Tory citizens from Philadelphia. General Washington discerned an opportunity to attack an ungainly formation and left his encampment at Valley Forge to do so. The Continental Army caught up with the British in the environs of Monmouth. Washington, attempting to disrupt the column and gain time for the bulk of his army to arrive on the scene, gave command of his forward units to Major General Charles Lee with orders to attack the column and cut it in half. This papers learned that Lee was not in accord with the plan and initially refused command. Once he did take command, it appears that no proper orders were given to Lee's commanders. They proceeded willy-nilly and soon engaged in undisciplined skirmishes the British rearguard. Perceiving the disarray, Lee ordered a general retreat and was pursued by the Redcoats. Lee's men retreated in confusion directly into General Washington's advancing column. We are told that the good general uttered considerable strong oaths, a practice contrary to his nature, and ordered Lee to the rear before setting to rallying Lee's men himself. The Continentals then engaged Clinton's forces in full, with Lee's men given the command of Le Marquis de Lafayette. The American forces, fighting with discipline and order thanks to the efforts of Baron von Steuben, proved a match for their red-coated adversaries. At sundown, the Americans held the field, although Washington wanted to continue the fight. Darkness saved the British further losses. As of this writing, General Charles Lee is under court-martial in Englishtown. It is expected he will be relieved of his command. Okay. And on that note, I'm going to have to end the video here. If you liked this video, let me know in the comments. If you really liked it, press that cute little like button. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Luke Dog, and I'll see you next time for final sequence. almost the final sequence. See you later, everybody.